years ago, 17-year-old Kia would have been joining her stepbrothers on motorbikes and holding her own.
Or we always had like little battles between each other and stuff where we'd be like, oh yeah, okay, first one to do that jump's the man or whatever.
Kia was an active, outdoorsy kind of kid.
I was really into my sports and everything, and I was always active and always doing stuff. I did car rallying, driving stuff with my dad, and I got into surfing. I used to ride horses.
For now, Kia has to settle for her four-wheeler and watching the boys. 18 months ago, when Kia was just 15, she had a stroke. While we don't often hear about it, it's not uncommon in teenagers. Around 1 in 20 strokes occur in people under the age of 45.
I was actually looking at getting a new motorbike at the time with one of my friends and my dad, and we're up in Auckland, and then I got off the bike and I felt really dizzy, and so told my dad to quickly come and get it, and then just felt really dizzy, and my friend thought maybe I was about to faint or something because she faints quite often, but then just started losing like sort of coordination and stuff and got quite strange.
Like most people, Kia's family had no idea of the multitude of rare conditions that can cause stroke. High blood pressure, smoking, diabetes and high cholesterol are key factors. Doctors believe Kia's stroke was due to a rogue vein that had been present since birth.
I've forgotten the big technical word, but it's basically like a small little malformation in your brain at birth, which then just burst. I couldn't actually even hold my own head up, and I couldn't sit up or anything.
Kia's mother, Zita, was initially alarmed by her daughter's condition.
Because I asked them, would that cause brain damage, not knowing what a stroke was, and they said, oh, your kid might die, so don't worry about brain damage.
Kia spent time in Auckland Starship Hospital before being transferred to Waikato Hospital.
Concentrate.
I went up to 58, which is the sort of rehab ward, which is where pretty much all the old people go with strokes. And then they sort of knew more, and one of the OTs came in and told me that we'd have to think about getting a permanent wheelchair because I'd probably never walk again.
Kia was told she might never use her left arm again.
I actually had a cry because I was like, if I can't walk, that means I can't ride a motorbike.
She used to cry a lot, and so yeah, it was really sad, and seeing people motorbike. But anyway, we've sorted through that, and now she's quite happy.
Kia works through the daily frustration.
I've tried to think of ways to like explain it and stuff, but I guess it's sort of when you get an injection in your mouth, when you get fillings and stuff, and like this side of your face, like if you can feel that but you can't really sort of feel it very well, it's sort of like that but over your whole body. It feels way heavier. It's like when you ask like certain bits to move, it's like asking a normal person like, oh, go pick up that car or something.
Much of Kia's week is taken up with physio appointments and exercise as she strives to recover from her stroke.
When I'm around home during school hours and work hours and stuff, I try just to do, like I'm trying to treat physio like it's a job or school or something along those lines.
Kia knows her efforts could make a big difference. The sooner a patient improves after a stroke, the better the long-term recovery. Kia is now doing much better than doctors initially predicted.
I can walk, but on uneven ground or when it's cold, I can't do it very well. Like when it's cold, everything just stiffens up. And people have said, like physios and stuff have said, it's probably just because circulation isn't very good in that side anymore.
In July this year, Kia began an intensive course of constraint-induced therapy at Waikato Hospital. The 2-week course was developed and trialled in Alabama.
I went in there and they tied up my right hand so that I had to use my left hand all the time, and it was unbelievably hard.
Kia went home with quite a marked disability. She was unable to mobilise and had no use in her affected arm at all. For being quite young, there's much more ability for the brain to change and to adapt, and what they call neuroplasticity, so the brain can actually remodel much more in a younger person than it would in somebody that's older. Slowly, try and hold it up there. Hold your hand there, hold it there, hold it there. And the idea behind it is, following any brain injury, you can, and you've got weakness in one side, you can develop what we call a learned non-use of the affected side. We're actually forcing the other arm to be used. They recommend from the studies that you restraining the arm for 90% of the time, and that's quite an awful lot of time for somebody. So therefore they are having to rely on their weak arm, and it's quite aggressive from that point of view. It's very, very frustrating for them. They can get quite emotional over it, but just due to the stress that goes into it, really.
Kia's had significant improvement since the therapy.
Well, now I can walk and I can sit up and I can do basically what I could do before, apart from fine motor skills on my left side, and balance is a bit wobbly.
Long term, she's still making good gains at the moment, so we're really pleased with how things are going. We have no idea, there's no crystal ball, unfortunately, to know how much function she'll return in her hand. But the 2 weeks inpatient therapy that she had in hospital has given her an awful lot more shoulder control and elbow control.
Like most teenagers, she'd like progress now.
It's really slow, and also you don't seem to notice as much. Like when other people see you, haven't seen you in a while, they're always like, wow, you've got so much better. And whereas like to me, it's like if you're trying to grow your hair and everyone's like, wow, your hair looks so much longer, but you never notice that it's longer because you're in it all the time.
Once she's determined on something, not much is going to change her. So, yeah, no, she was determined that she's going to walk, and she's going to walk without limp.
The stroke has restricted Kia's teenage lifestyle.
Just before the stroke, she was just getting mobile. She had a car and was here, there, like other teenagers.
But she does have solid friends who make an effort to keep in touch. One girlfriend drops by almost every day.
My friend's party this weekend.
Kate's one of my best friends. We met at kindergarten, so when we were like, 3 or 4 or something, and we were inseparable then.
Cheers.
In a way, I think it has sort of, I guess, made me like a better person, like so I sort of know more. It's taught me a few things, but I'd definitely rather it hadn't happened.
A few days after we met Kia, she flew to Dunedin. Specialists were investigating her risk of having a subsequent stroke. Good news, Kia is in the clear for now.